That's a good.
And before we go, I want to talk about Donald Trump came to Morehouse, or not, excuse me, not Donald Trump. Joe Biden came to Morehouse and gave a speech. Now, a lot of the students didn't want him to show up. They knew what he was doing. Like, yo, you want to come because it's election year. You want to make face to use us as like a political tool, and we're hip to it. We're not about that. Yeah. And they wrote a little letter. I'm going to read a little part of it, and we'll leave it on the screen for people to read it too. It says, "Peaceful assembly is the core of the Morehouse College social justice tradition. The Morehouse College administration fully supports and defends the right to peacefully protest and express of one views openly. Our facility area, some of the best social scholars the higher academia have to offer, and they are training the world's next generation of community and industry leaders who will continue our institutional history, making that legacy. The world's frequently quoted, our most famous and beloved alumni, Dr. Martin Luther King. But the world must know that without Morehouse, there would be no Dr. King. It's fitting that a moment of organized, peaceful activism would occur on our campus while the world is watching to continue a crucial conversation. We are proud of the resilient class of 2024 unity and silent protest, ensuring their initially in strategy, communication, and coordination as a 414-person unit." Now, Go ahead.
Well, let me say this. I watched a number of the students turn their backs on Biden. They turned their chairs all the way around and would not face him when he was speaking. I watched another student turn his back, stand up, and put up the black power fist up in the air as well, which I think they have the right to do, and they should do under the circumstances of what's going on in Gaza. But also at the same time, we also need to be mindful of understanding that. I remember when Donald Trump came out and said, I've done more for black people than blah, 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 blah. But okay, now you got to look at the facts right here. I got facts right here. Investing over $7 billion in HBCUs, which includes $3.6 billion for HBCUs through the American Rescue Plan and other COVID relief, $1.6 billion in capital finance debt relief for 45 public and private HBCUs, $1.7 in grant funding to expand academic capacity and provide support for low income. So this is what $7 billion, and that's over their 4 years of being there. This is after Donald Trump tried to come out and they had it's about $680 something million they give to HBCUs every year. But he tried to come out and basically veto that before he was left office. But a black, I believe it was a black woman who went to a HBCU who was in Congress, came out and stepped up to the plate and made him sign, not made him, but kind of pushed him to sign the bill right before he was getting out of office, because that would have been a death sentence for him. It was already a death sentence for him.
He was trying. He
would have done it under the cloak of darkness if no one would have paid attention to it. But this is letting you know what a person I don't agree with Biden. I know who he is too, but I also know sometimes what you have to do when just like your vice president is black, just like your defense secretary is black. We know what you got to do. Just like you went to a HBCU to give a commencement speech, we know what you got to do. We just got to take better advantage of what we have to do to make you complete the mission of what needs to be done.
We need to ask for tangibles and hold our vote, because the whole thing is people don't understand. When Donald Trump was president, everyone was suffering, and we were just like, hey, you want a seat on the bench? So